Now it's his turn. This is a man that every time I listen to, it makes me reconsider how serious I take this business. Because he has traveled so much, but from nothing, and you're gonna hear his story, from nothing. I'm gonna say from nothing, from -0, underneath -0, this man said, he made a decision, he stood up, I'm gonna do this business, I'm gonna grow my family, and I'm gonna help them out. And not only that, he was the first person who showed to everyone in the entire world that this business works, because he was the first Platinum International Diamond, which is the highest rank of our company. Please help me welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Meurer!
Tony talks about being in peak state. He says a lot of the key of life and accomplishment and having a great life is just being able to get a little crazy and change your state. And so I think that cheer is exciting. I think the energy here is great. You know, I was reading an article the other day, and the article said, and it really touched me personally, it said, in the last few days of your life, the person you are is going to meet the person you could have become. In the last few days of your life, I think he actually said, in the last day of your life here on this earth, the person you are is going to meet the person you could have become. Wow. Now turn to the person next to you and say, you're early. Say, you're early. You're early. Because you're going to meet that person tonight. See, that's what these meetings are about. That's what happened to me. I woke up to the person I could become by coming to these meetings, hearing the speakers, and following in the footsteps of other networkers. People who took a shot in their lives and refused to be trapped by their lack of ability, by their circumstances, by their tough luck in life. They refused to be trapped and decided to do something about their lives. When I started For Life, I was in a really bad spot. I had been in and out of networking over the years. This is where I woke up to the person I could become. This is where somebody turned me on to the idea that me, a guy with all these problems, all this baggage, all this self-doubt, low self-esteem, all these issues, could be a highly successful person, talking to thousands of people all over the world, telling my story. I woke up to that sitting out there, along with all of the self-doubt. I'd walk out of the room, I'd get an emotional high, I'd get turned on, and I'd walk out of the room, and I'd immediately fall back down again. But I woke up to who I could become in this business. I was turned on to the idea that personal development was a science. It wasn't something you were born with, being a great person, having a great life, being respected by other people, earning money. It wasn't something you were born with, the silver spoon in your mouth. And it also wasn't related to being highly educated. That's what I always thought. I did terrible in school. I looked out the window and got slapped in the face. That's what school was like for me. I got to college and they expected real work and I flunked out pretty quick. I couldn't focus. I couldn't pay attention. But I came to a meeting like this. There was a crazy janitor up in front. Never forget the day. Then I got turned on to this. And this crazy janitor, I identified with him. I said, that guy's kind of like me. Really rough around the edges. Really, it seems like he's got some issues, but he's a very successful man. And he told his story about going from nothing to building a successful network marketing business. And he did a similar presentation to that. I didn't get any of the business stuff. I didn't get one bit of it. But when he started saying, you get customers and you get distributors. If you can get a few customers and you can get a few distributors and you can help a few other people get a few customers and distributors and you can duplicate that, you can have a large organization that can make you money. And he started drawing it and illustrating it on the board. And I just went, what? The concept. And I said, you know, I thought it's not as easy as it looks, right? I mean, I thought, that's easy. And then I went out and fell on my face for a number of years. You know, we say 2 to 5 years. For some people, it's 2 to 5 years before they get their first customer. For me, it was a lot longer than that. Because I had to work on me. So I was in and out. I had a love-hate relationship with network marketing because when I failed, I would get disappointed in myself and I would take myself out of the game. It's uncomfortable to be with yourself when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? Which in our case is talking to people, sharing the vision, staying up, staying pumped, attending the events. We know what we need to do. And so when I wouldn't do that, I would take myself out of the game. And I'd go back out there into the world, into my crapo jobs. That really created a lot of pain, and I had a lot of financial stress. One constant from being a very little boy, when I reached the age of awareness, I knew what was going on in my household, to being an adult was money stress, financial stress. And for me, it was crippling financial stress, because I didn't really have anybody to turn to. And I moved from job to job. I wasn't any better at jobs than I was at school. I didn't fit in. I just didn't fit in anywhere. I didn't know where my spot was. I could be passionate for a while. For a while, I could be turned on. I could be passionate for a while. I'd go out there and hit the wall and fall down. Lick my wounds. But you know what? Whether it was a few months or even a few years, I always came back to this business. Because of that day when I woke up, when the person I am met the person who I could become. I could never let go of that. So here's what happened. 1998, I was just working a job, surviving. I walked into a doctor's office. And I had had some success in network marketing over the years. I learned the skills. See, my mentor told me, Ray, you need to apply the law of averages, number one. This business is about the law of averages. And I said, okay, I get that. It means you got to talk to a lot of people. He said, number two, you have to have powerful motivation and you have to be able to motivate yourself consistently. And I said, okay, well, I'm not that good at that. And he said, number three, you have to have practical skills. The practical skills I learned over the years. If you emulate and imitate your sponsors, and you find those personalities that you relate to, the stories that you relate to, and you do what they do. The beautiful thing about this business is, it's not theoretical. We will actually hold your hand and show you how to do this business. We will do it with you, side by side. You get that. So I walked into a doctor's office. He said, and this is one of my downtimes, he said, Ray, you have end-stage liver disease. You need a liver transplant, and I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I said, well, tell me something. He said, it could be a year or two. It could be a little longer, referring to, you know, how long I might be around. And I walked out of that doctor's office afraid, and I went home, and I was praying to God, God, let me live. And I was just in shock, angry, devastated, and lonely. I was really lonely. And I thought I was going to die, and I had a fear problem anyway, and it just, that crippling fear, stress kind of took over my life. I said, God, what are you going to do here? I need you to heal me. I need you to... And all I kept getting back was, take care of your family. In other words, Ray, you already met the person you could be. Now go out and make it happen. And here's what I connected with. I connected, look, when I came to the meetings, I wanted the biggest, nicest car around. Oh, I feel myself in that car. I can smell the leather. Ooh, yeah. I wanted all that stuff. I wanted to take nice trips. I wanted to have money. I wanted to go to nice restaurants. We did go to nice restaurants. But more than anything else, I wanted to be a good provider for my family. I wanted to eliminate the financial stress element, that crippling financial stress. So I related to the word provider, and that's what I connected. And I said, you know, the promise of this business, and I was ready. Not everybody's ready. This could take a while. If you go out into a traditional business, it could take you 5 or 10 years, right? Before you really learn the business, get a mentor, and go out there and build a reputation for yourself in the business. So here, I knew that with what I had, the practice was that if I went out and I hit it really hard, all out, massive action, applied the law of averages, I knew I had the skills necessary. And now I had this inner motivation instead of this kind of external, hypish motivation. I found my dream. See, what I was willing to fight for. And there was a sense of urgency about it. We talk about you can concentrate a lifetime's really worth of personal development and energy and even earnings and income into a few short years in this business if you just break out and do it. And that's what I did. And we went out there and we found a lot of customers, we found a lot of business. I'll tell you why I chose For Life. I was a negative prospect. Anybody ever talk to any of those? Like I'm talking like, don't even talk to me, put up the Dracula cross, I'm never doing network marketing again. What do you got, a miracle vitamin? Doesn't everybody? Yeah, you got scientists. I mean, I was just skeptical, cynical, negative person. And I gave my friend who talked to me a really, really hard time. But he hung in there with me. And this product technology grabbed me. What grabbed me was that they were patented proprietary products, and they had a different, they didn't want to have Me Too products. They wanted to have things that were kind of category creators, that were unique. And I had a lot of fun talking about the products. And I had a lot of fun talking about the vision. The greatest CEOs in the world use 3 principles to talk to people. Actually 4. Who am I? I'm telling you that right now. Who are we? We as a group. Where are we going? And what's your story? See? Because where we're going, and we're about 1/3 of the way there, is to $1 billion company. The company is already time-tested and profit-proven. The products are awesome. If you get them into people's bodies, you'll get the testimonials. Your internal belief will go through the roof. It happened for me. But you have got to wake up to that person that you can become. You've got to stay and hold on to that person. When you apply all-out massive action, get out of your head and get to work. I don't know what to say. Say something. I don't know what to say if they say this. Say something. It's like you play a chess game in your head. Well, they say this, then they say this, then they say this, and they... Look, just say something. You know in your heart what to say once you open up your mouth. Yes. And you can't learn to ride a bike without scratching your knee. Are you going to let a scratched knee keep you from the person that you can become? We've got the products. We've got the team. Teams are important in network marketing. Teams are important, that you're being taught how to do the business. You're not being asked to follow charismatic sales types. You're being taught a duplicatable system, a simple duplicatable system. I did not say easy. Nothing about you becoming the person you were meant to become is easy. But nothing about you not becoming that person and just going through life and laying on your bed when you meet that person you couldn't become. Nothing about you getting there and letting that happen is easy either. You're not going to get out alive, right? So do the work. That's my message to you tonight. Do the work. Talk to people. Share your vision. Your vision, who you are, your belief, your faith doesn't wake up until you open your mouth. Until you say it, it's not true. Once you say it, it becomes true. And listen, the whole world, everybody out there, the minute you walk downstairs, they all just want to meet somebody. They're crying to meet somebody who believes, who's excited, who has a vision for their lives. All of the fundamentals are taken care of. We have a company with incredible fundamentals. It stands head and shoulders above most other companies in the industry, if not all of them, in my opinion. It has heart, it has integrity, and it has humility. The leaders of this company serve with humility. And they're in place so that we can go out and achieve our individual dreams. You have to decide what that dream is. And you have to meet the person you could be and never, ever let go of it. Thanks.
Give it up for Ray Meurer. Wow, I think he deserves something stronger than that because those words were powerful. Thank you, Ray. Say something. What are we going to do? We're going to go out there and say something. All right? I want to say for everybody that the next keynote speaker for the Spanish meeting is going to be Ricuarte Samaniego. He's coming from Panama. All right? So it's going to be amazing too. Welcome. And then what we're going to do real quick